Hey there, tech fans. Today I've got a brand new jump starter I'd like to show you. It's from a company called UTRAI, and it's a pretty powerful unit for being as small as it is. Now, if you're not sure what a jump starter is, in the old days, if you had a problem starting your car because the battery got too low, you'd have to run, find a set of jumper cables, find somebody else with a car, and then connect the two cars up to jumper your car. And it was a real pain, especially in those cold winter mornings where all you want to do is jump in your car and head off to work. What this does is replace that other car. It's essentially a high-powered battery that you can connect to your battery if your car won't start, and you can jump start your car with this unit. But it's so much more than that. It's really three products in one, because it's a jump starter, and I'll get into the specifications of that in a minute, but it's also a battery bank, which means the stored energy inside can be used to charge all of your portable gears through the connections on the side, and it's a flashlight and a roadside assistance. It's got a red light on it that'll flash if you put it down on the road to let other cars know that you're broken down. So you've got sort of a safety kit right here in a single unit. Now, before I get too deep into the details of it, I always like to start with a quick unboxing because I think the company has really given you a complete kit here. So I'll start with the unboxing, and then I'll talk about the specifications because there are a few companies that make these type of jump starters, and I want you to understand what this particular product provides because it's a brand new unit and incorporates a lot of new technology. And then I'll actually talk a little bit more about how you'd use this because I keep one of these in my car all the time, just for the fact that I've got a very powerful battery that I can use to charge portable gear if I need it. I really like the flashlight function. And every now and then it gets really cold and maybe the battery's getting a little bit older and I need to jump start that car. Knowing I have this with me means I don't have to worry about carrying jumper cables around with me everywhere. All right, so let's get into the unboxing first, then I'll talk about the specs. So when you first pop open the box, you'll find a complete kit. They include a really nice carrying case that has a rubber form in the bottom of it right here, where the unit fits right in there and it's nestled in there nice and tight. They also put this little screen between the surface of that and this top Ziploc bag up here where you can put all the accessories. I think that's a nice touch because that protects the front screen of the unit from getting scratched up when it's in your car. In addition to that, you'll find the unit. Now, the unit is incredibly powerful. It has 8,000 amps of starting power. And that doesn't mean it has 8,000 amps of continuous power, but there's enough energy in here to give your battery that little punch it needs to get that car started. But it also, as a battery bank, has 27,000 milliampere hours, which is a lot of power. It also has the ability to transfer power from here to external devices at up to 65 watts, which means you can charge things like large tablets and phones and other things, maybe portable gaming systems, through those USB connections on the side. It also has a flashlight on it, which has several settings, and I'll show you that in a minute, but you can basically turn it on. It's got an SOS, it's got a flashing, and it's got a red one as well, which is really great. You're off to the side of the road. Now, in addition to that, you'll find a charging cable, which is a USB-A to USB-C, and again, you can fast charge this from a PD charger externally. Always use a 65 watt or higher to quickly charge the unit. You'll find another cable right here, which again is a USB-C to USB-C, which allows you again to charge it from some of the newer chargers if you need to. You can also use this to charge external devices from the USB-A ports on the end if you have a device with a USB-C connection on it. And one other thing that I think is really nice is they've included this 12-volt adapter which can plug into the side, and it provides 12 volts at up to 10 amps, which means anything you're plugging into your car to that convenience outlet, you can plug in here, connect this up to the unit, and actually charge it. So if you're carrying along maybe one of those portable air compressors to pump up your tires, which is another great thing to have along for a long trip, this will allow you to plug that in here, use the internal energy to drive that pump. And then finally, probably the most important thing is the jumper cables, or are the jumper cables that pop into the side of the unit. So you can clamp these onto your battery, obviously red to positive, black to negative, connect this up to the unit, and then you can actually jump your car from the unit. And one other feature that's built in here, which I think is really nice, is if your battery is really low, I mean almost dead, you can put this in boost mode by holding the button on the side right here, and that will deliver as much current as possible out of the battery for a short period of time to sort of take the place of your internal battery again to get you past that starting current needed to get the car started. And once your car's running, the alternator will provide enough energy to keep the car running, but the trick is getting over that hump of getting the car started. So I think they've done a great job with that. And that plugs into the side of the unit. And then finally, there's a full instruction manual included. Now, unlike a lot of products you find nowadays, there isn't just a single one-pager, which is really difficult to read because it's a tiny manual. This is a very complete manual. I mean, it's in several languages. It goes into great detail about the display in the front of the unit, how to use it, how to charge it, how to take care of it. So I think they've done a great job explaining the product. It really, really works well, so I think you're going to like it a lot. One other thing I want to mention, and I talked about new technology before, a lot of the units that were on the market a couple of years ago had an older battery chemistry internally, which didn't really serve the purpose of what you need this for. In other words, battery chemistry is all about how long can you hold a charge, how fast can you charge it, and how long will that battery chemistry hold a charge. This uses newer battery chemistry where once you charge it, it'll hold the charge for up to 24 months. That's pretty incredible. That means you could charge it today, put it in your car, and you'll have it with you whenever you need it, knowing that you've got a full charge on the unit or close to a full charge on the unit to jumpstart your car. Because with the older units, you would charge them, put them in your car, maybe a couple of months went by and you had to jumpstart your car or you wanted to charge something externally. You pull it out of your glove box or your trunk and it's down to 20% of the power. Not with this one. It's going to hold on to the power for quite some time. Now, if you stay tuned next, I'm actually going to take it outside. I'll show you what it looks like when it's connected to the car, and then I'll actually walk through a couple of external charging scenarios to show you how this product can charge external devices. Then I'll come back with a few final thoughts. On the end of the jump starter, you'll find this rubber gasket, and behind that are 4 ports. That's the 12-volt port. You can use the adapter that's included with the kit to convert that into a convenience outlet just like in your car, and that'll deliver 12 volts at up to 10 amps. To the right of that, you'll find 2 USB-A ports. This first one delivers 18 watts at 5 volts. This one delivers 12 watts at 5 volts, so if you want to quick charge something, plug it in there. Then finally on the right, you'll find a USB-C port, and that's bi-directional. You can use that to charge the unit, and you can use that port to charge external devices. That port delivers 65 watts, and it's also a PD port, which means if you're using a power delivery device, the port will adjust the voltage and current to quickly and safely charge that device. You can also fast charge the jump starter through that port as long as you're using a 65 watt or higher PD charger externally. To charge an external device, just open up that rubber grommet, pick the port you'd like to use, plug in your cable, and then connect the device on the other end. And what'll happen is the jump starter will immediately start supplying power to that external device, and you'll see it start charging. Also on the front of the jump starter, you'll notice the out indicator came on. So that's letting you know that you're pulling current out of the internal battery to that external device. To turn on the flashlight, first turn on the jump starter by pushing that button, then you can turn on the light by holding down this button here. It initially comes on as a full light. If you tap this button, it turns to flashing, then it turns to red flashing, and finally it'll turn to SOS. So if you pulled over on the side of the road, you can use any of those last 3 to let cars coming your direction know that you're over there on the side of the road, and that can be really handy. But if you need to change your tire, using this first light right here will give you plenty of light to actually see what you're doing and make sure that you're safe on the side of the road. On the top of the unit, you'll find another rubber grommet right here, and underneath that is the connection for the jumper cables. And it's polarized, so you can't put them in wrong. You'll notice there's a flat spot right there. So you'll plug the cables in here, connect them to your battery, and then turn the unit on to jumpstart your car. To jumpstart your car, you'll first need to connect the cables to the unit using that side port, and then go out to your car, open the hood, locate your battery, and you may have these protective covers over the top of your battery terminal, so open those up so you can see both terminals. You'll connect the black clamp to the negative, and the red clamp you'll connect to the positive, just like that. And once you make that connection, you'll notice right here you see a voltage being displayed. Right now it's 14.7 volts, which means I have more than enough power to start my car. But if that is below 12 volts, there's a pretty good chance your car won't start. So once you connect this, you now have enough power in here added to the power in your battery to start your car. So head back inside, turn the key and see if it starts. If your battery is really low, you can push this boost button on the side right here, which puts the unit into boost mode, and that'll deliver the maximum amount of current out of the unit in addition to your battery's power to get your car started. So head back inside the car, turn the key, and you should be on your way. I hope those examples were helpful. Now here are a few really important things to keep in mind when you're comparing the UTRAI JS-10 jump starter with other products you may be considering. And there's a lot to like about this unit. It's small and it's incredibly portable. Those are 2 important factors when you're comparing this to any other jump starter on the market. And when I say it's small, It fits in your hand, it weighs 1.8 pounds, and it's got tons of power. Matter of fact, it's got 8,000 amps of starting power, which will start any domestic car and diesel vehicles up to 12 liters. So you've got a ton of power packed into a tiny little package. In addition to that, they allow you to use that power in a bunch of different ways. So you can certainly jump a car. You've got the boost button on the side, so if your battery is really, really low, you can hold that boost button in and really deliver a jolt to that car to get it started. I also like the fact that I can use this as a battery bank. I can charge external devices through it. I have 27,000 milliampere hours of internal energy, which means I can charge phones and tablets and mobile cameras and a bunch of other things that charge at home over a standard wall charger simply by plugging it into the end of the unit. I really like the fact that they've included two styles of cables, a USB-A to USB-C and a USB-C to USB-C. I really like the fact that they've included this 12-volt convenience outlet. Now, a lot of the jump starters don't have this, and you might think this is a small point, but I'm telling you, if there's things you want to charge in your car and you're on a camping trip and you have this along with you, if you take this to the campsite and plug this in, anything you charge in your car, you can charge off of the internal energy on this unit. I really like the carrying case. A lot of the jump starters come with a little pouch or a bag, and things are going to get banged around inside that bag. Having a hard case like this does two things for me. It protects it and it organizes it, which means when I put it in the case and put it in my car, I know I have everything I need to jump my car, to charge external devices, and even charge the unit. And the final thing I really like about it is the fact that it's got this beautiful flashlight on the end, so whether I need to jump my car, charge external devices, or just need a little bit of light because I'm changing a tire, this can handle all of that in a single unit, which is pretty incredible. Everything you need to get started is included. You can charge it up at home, put it in your car, then you'll have the peace of mind on your next road trip that, heaven forbid, you've got to jump your car or you need to charge external devices. You've got the power to do that. So I hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time.